Okay, everybody, welcome back. I am finally getting back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney after a few weeks of being out for it. Let me turn down this microphone just a touch because I can hear it hissing in my ear. There might be a few hiccups between the game and myself and other things because it's been a bit since I've tried to balance this game. But regardless, welcome. Today we will be doing Turnabout Goodbyes Trial Day number 3, which makes this officially part 16. Maybe actually in reality part 20, because I tended not to push up a number if I had to redo a day. So as far as where we're at right now, oh gosh, I'm not ready for this trial. That was loud. I'm going to turn down this music, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as usual, I will be reading the entire script. If I end up in a situation where I have to go over parts repeatedly because I got something wrong or I'm redoing something, I won't reread the parts I've already read. So, it's just to save my voice. I'm going to do this for an hour. I'm starting at 5:07. I plan to end about 6:06, so it's been a bit, so let's see if I can get myself into this. Alright. December 28th, 9:51 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. That's loud. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big deal? Shit, what is the big deal? Stuff like that in the script where I don't know what's going on. I'm reading this off the fly, and so when stuff like this happens, it's one thing to read it silently, it's another thing to read it out loud. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick! Yeah. Thanks, Maya. It's been a long time since I've done Edgeworth. Hey, Tia Marillion. Why isn't your chat in my chat? Huh. Hey there, Todd. The Todd says, my only exposure to this game has been memes and you. It's wild. I don't even read this game well. Like, you should go across the rest of YouTube and just, like, see other people voice act this game. I do this for fun. Other people are really rather good. Alright, here we go. Edgeworth. How did I have Edgeworth? Oh, well. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Oh yeah, apparently YouTube's not showing up on my screen here, which makes me mad. Anywho, I'm still reading YouTube comments though, so don't worry about it. What I don't even know how to read that! I don't know how to read Edgeworth saying that. Oh no, is everybody getting shocked with this static from the stun gun discharge? I don't know how Edgeworth would say that. I can't imagine him screaming, whoa. This isn't in my paradigm. This whole chapter's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna try here. Let me try. This is insane. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge? Right. Good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Oh, yeah, pal! That had to be. Yep, I knew it. What's gotten into that girl? I can't read anybody's voice with everybody screaming like this. I am so sorry. This is the craziest chapter. Okay. And I don't even remember what Gumshoe sounded like after almost a month. Okay. What's gotten into that girl? That's not what he sounded like. Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. May turn down my DS a little bit. Alright. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember the past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Okay. December 28th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Wow, he's being accommodating. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. At yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Here we go. How did this guy's voice sound again? Everybody's voices are melding together in my head. I can't even do voices. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. Why I left court. Here we go. Oh gosh, what did this guy's voice sound like? I guess I gotta come up with an old Californian granddad. I don't know how I can do that. Oh wow, we're both swaying, okay. Anywho. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I, went to buy some food for Polly, see? Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Wow, he's incredibly... He didn't say I up once. Okay. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi? You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'm probably peaking this mic. I can never tell what my volume is like, so my apologies. Alright, here we go. Really sorry about... I'm just gonna have to press him. Wasn't running away. Went to buy some food. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep. Seems like it. Then how could you know you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. Grr. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. Huh. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue. What do I got? I need to look. Got nothing to do with this anyway. I can't, get too far ahead. Huh. I should have read this last week. Okay, so something I just now noticed, right? And this might come up later because it hasn't had a chance to come up right now, is in the, what is this? The suspect data, the DL6 case file. Okay, so the name of the bird is Polly. Easy to assume the bird is called Polly because Polly is a very common name for a parrot. But anyway, kind of a stereotypical name to be honest. But if you check inside the DL6 case file, this is what I was saying about a second ago. There's this case summary about the elevator. There's some victim data, which mentions Gregory Edgeworth. And then on page 3 is the suspect data, which is Yanni Yogi. Now, here's what it says, right? It says, court bailiff trapped with the Edgeworths. Memory loss due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins commits suicide. So, the bird is named after his fiancée. The bird's name is not just stereotypical Polly Want-A-Cracker. Like, that is his fiancée's name. And according to what we learned last time, he told the parrot to remember DL6. So this is something in his head that he's somehow latched together, and I guess I see where this is going. Like, he's blaming Edgeworth, or the Edgeworths, for the death of his fiancée. I see. But how are we gonna do this? Because right now, we have the parrot. And this is getting trickier and trickier the longer this game goes. So let me press on this real fast. Hey there, Racy. How could you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case, and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course course, Your Honor. Now, this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name sounds familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law. As you may recall, you need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How could you prove he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take a look at this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Oh, why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? See, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingers working with the stuff. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No! What will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided. No. No? I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who could testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. I need to turn my mic up because I can see my volumes are everywhere. Alright. Wait a second. Cross-examine the parrot? What is it, Nick? No. You're not going to... Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. I feel like we already did that. No, that's what I assumed was going to happen last time. Never mind. So we didn't do this yet. I made the assumption. I put it into title even, so yeah, my fault. Order! Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object! Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. I forgot the term for that. Malicious compliance. I don't think that's the term, but it sure does sound like it's similar. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy! Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karmas rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence. Except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's, quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well. Witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. Hello? Hello? Squad? That's it. Okay. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Okay. Well, I guess we should try to get some information. I know how to do this. I wonder if it's just going to walk into it. I should have read what she said. I thought this was just going to be an end cap. Hold on, let me go ahead and read. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Yeah, I know. So, what do we got? Hello, hello, squawk. Okay, so that's it. Answers to the name Polly. Is it just that and then silence? I'm gonna go for that. Oh, that was wrong. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Damn it. There has to be a way to present, asking Polly's name. Give me a second. I'm gonna do something. Alright. So, I have a feeling we're gonna be right back here in a moment. Damn it! Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. There we go. Okay. Right, what do I say? I'm gonna say, what's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name? Polly! Polly, what's your name? Polly? Polly? Squawk! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Of course it does. Yes, it does. Ha! Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is, I bet, it's the thing I just saw. I bet. That. We're finally getting to the thing. I didn't think we'd be presenting this so quickly. Here you go. The DL6 case file. That's quite a large file you have there. Which page of this proof... Oh gosh, which page is this proof on, then? Show us, or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? Oh, crap. It's not the case summary. I'm going to assume this is written in order. I know it's not the case summary. It's not on page number 2, which would be victim data. So I'm just going to go with suspect data. Yeah, it is suspect data. Okay. It's on the page suspect data. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Indeed. It does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. Boom! Got it. Okay. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah! A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only... God, I'm sorry, wrong voice. She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other cooperating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we could just get one more piece of evidence. Right. But what? Huh. Very well, witness. You may continue. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Oh, well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. Okay, yeah, same thing she said before. Okay, so, okay. Oh, crap. So that wasn't a one-time deal. Like, we can actually pick the other things. I remember when we had this conversation with the parrot, right? So, when we were back at the shack, we asked all of these things, and they all had definitive answers regarding DL6. Have you forgotten something? The answer is don't forget DL6. What's the safe number? We'll give you the number to the safe. Did the safe have the letter in it? Remember, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Squawk? Don't forget the L6? Squawk?
See? Like, it's just a memory of that. Let's see. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Come on.
Hello? Squawk?
That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot.
Hello?
Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Something the matter, Mr. Wright. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Alright. I'm just gonna use the third button then. Safe number. Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly! What's the safe? Oh gosh, what's the number on the safe in the shack?
1228. 1228.
My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? The thing in the safe? Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. No. 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 Okay, I'm sorry. Let me No way. Oh. 1228. For some reason, I thought we had something in our evidence file that was from the safe. Apparently not. I misremembered. I thought we got something out of the safe. Maybe we did. I don't recall. But I'm looking at this case summary, right? Look at the date. 12/28, the 28th of December. The digits as they line up using month and date in that order is 1228. That seems so far-fetched. But it's all I got. So, I've done worse.
Take that!
Oh crap, it worked. Alright, let's keep going. The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number? Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date in which the DL6 can't talk. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah. He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Objection!
Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. Wow. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence. That's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences are at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness. Tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No. It's okay. Whoa. Who? What? Okay, so you're not a doddering old man. Like, you're actually all here. How do I change your name? Not your name. How do I change your voice? So, you kind of sounded like this. Yep. So, I guess I'll just leave it kind of like how I had it. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. I'm gonna turn down my DS again. It's got kind of loud. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Oh, well. Let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent. Got me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma? Where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. I turn down this DS a little more. There we go. So, I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yep. Yay! That is all. The court is adjourned. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. Oh, what do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh. What do I do? I can't fight him from here. Fine. You're on your own witness stand. I don't know what to tell you, dude. No. I'm sure Edgeworth thought about this one long and hard. This isn't my place to interfere. Nick, are you sure? There's nothing we can do about it. This is his problem now. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know. It wasn't a dream. And I'm probably very soft. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me. Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here. Right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to have a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. December 28th, 2:24 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad. I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy. Just crazy! Huh?
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. Oh, what are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. Oh, what? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. December 28th, 2:30 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Are we going right into this? Hold on. I'm saving this. We don't even get to save. We're just going. Okay. Then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Darn karma. You knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up, and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, and then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. And I'm rather sure this DS is overpowering my voice. Well, that's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Let me see something. Let me see, hold on. That's from this case. Huh? Oh. I don't even know what to present where. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old bull at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... Okay. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the veil of Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up. What happened next? Picked it up and threw it at Yanni Yogi. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. I can't talk. Since then, they've echoed in my head day after day. That gunshot, and that horrible scream. The scream. To this day. Yes. I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I better find out, and quick. Where? How? What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. Press on this. So, there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that trapped in that elevator. I was about to say envelope. Anyway. Yes, myself, my father, and Yana Yogi. We were fine at first. But then as time passed and no one came to help. Okay, so the game's implying that the problem is on the last statement. I don't know why, but I got a bullet, I got a photo, that's not gonna help. A lot of things have been in here, so I'm gonna look. The only thing I could think of is that, okay, so this case summary says that the oxygen was depleted at the time of the incident. Can anybody be screaming with depleted oxygen? I'm just gonna throw that at the wall, see if it sticks. It's not sticking. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Yep, that didn't stick. It did the opposite of sticking. Alright. Whoop! Sorry. Did I mess up my frame? Slightly. I slightly messed up my frame. There we go. Alright. Back to what I was trying to do. It has to be something with the oxygen. People can't be screaming with no oxygen. This game is not quite that silly. I'm just gonna save it again. Alright. So that I'm not redoing this whole case. Let's do it again. Shit. Okay. It worked. I'm glad I'm not completely silly. Okay, here we go. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the one shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. But that doesn't make sense. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence. What page you can tell us. I'm sorry, I can't read. I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Case summary. Looks like your luck has run out. What?
Wait, there is a contradiction in that file.
Then show us the right page. Even my grandchild could do better than you.
I'm not remembering.
It's not suspect data. Okay, look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps a second shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot has anything to do with this incident.
What?
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Two? Damn, this is such a roller coaster. I guess we really just gotta say yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. I can't read. Hold on a minute. There's something in my whole freaking eye. Okay. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma. Save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. You have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident. The only thing I really have is this. I don't think it'll work, and I'll tell you why, right? So... Okay, so look at this photo, right? So, here's Edward's dad. He's clearly been killed at this point. So, what I'm noticing is that, you know, he's shot, and then there's this hole in the glass. Now, the way I've always thought about this is that, was he standing, and then maybe the bullet went through him and into the glass? I'm not sure if it's assumed that if a bullet hits a person, that it won't go through them. So, maybe I'm thinking too much. But on the idea that I'm just throwing shit at a wall, seeing what sticks, why not present this? It worked. Crap, okay. I guess the assumption is bullets don't go through people. Maybe only, like, machine guns do that? I don't know about how bullets work in real life, okay? Let's see. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying here is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where?
Your Honor, please get a clue?
Show the judge where the contradiction in the photo. That thing. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet, there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the... Oh! Okay. I didn't actually pay attention to what people were saying and what the case files said. It just hit me, right? The bullet that we have from the DL6 incident was literally found in the guy's heart. It wouldn't have had a chance to pass through him and go into the door. I'm a dunderhead. Alright, anyway. The other one hit the elevator door. Remember, the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright? But who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1. Look at what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Ha! I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person. Someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict.
Have you been paying attention to the trial thus far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
So, you killed your father, though that was not your intention.
Yes, I did.
Oh no. He's confessing. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright.
Here we go. This is kind of what I do. I checked. Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object,
Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Ugh. It must exist. The second bullet.
Oh, what? What did you just say?
Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it.
Oh, that was Mia's voice. Okay. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It exists.
What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet. Why would he?
Huh?
First of all, how would he have found it?
It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright.
Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet?
You see, this is where the story tends to throw twists around. The assumption would be that, you know, if the bullet was indeed picked up, then there was a need to find it. But if there had been I guess it would depend on what the murderer wanted to do, right? If he wanted to frame Miles Edgeworth for the murder, then he would have to find it. The reason why I'm pausing, right, is because, like, it seems like such a trick question when it really shouldn't be. I want to see what'll happen if I hit this other button. Because my assumption is he had to find it. I mean, like, if you really wanted to find a bullet, but it is hard to find a bullet. Yeah. Nobody's arguing that. I'm just gonna see what this says. I've already did a save state, so why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright. And what do you mean? Well, for instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance? I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, right? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot. And he left with the second bullet still inside, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work. Yeah. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yeah. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet... Reese says, "It's okay, Wright. Everyone in the court is an adult. You can say talking out of my ass." The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Let's see, sorry, everything's kind of acting up. Mr. Wright, you truly are the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you said. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved in the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick! Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean... it can only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma! Oh, man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Nah, there's no better time. Your Honor, there is a suspect. The one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? But... my hands are shaking. Oh, what? Von Karma! Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? Sitting right there? Ha! You don't object? Huh. I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no. Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane! No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? I can. All right, Von Karma. I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. Oh, what? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Well, the game said to go crazy, and I only got one thing. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then, I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I'm gonna turn this volume a little bit up. I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Yeah, it's totally possible. Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. Okay, okay. He looks like an evil, pearl-clutching nobleman. Okay. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Oh, the Todd says he's definitely from Ishgard. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Huh. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Racing says, Karma, in hindsight, I suppose I should have been careful when the intense music started playing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. I am burning up. There we go! Shit! It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet! Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen. And so, I remained silent. Huh. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. That's easy to do. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. What says Mr. Perfect Case? It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright. Not I. Mr. Wright. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. DL6 evidence, sorry. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can't talk. I can link that bullet to your shoulder to the... I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. I don't... I would have submitted this, like the victim data, but we already went over the fact the gun was fired twice. Like, we're just trying to show that the bullet in him has to do with the case. And I literally... I'm gonna throw crap at a wall. Hold on. Okay, so one thing about this description on this bullet, right? One thing about this game is that whenever they include details within evidence descriptions, it turns out to be exactly the thing. Like, it turns out to be really important. So one thing about this bullet here, right, is that the description says that it still bears clear ballistic markings. I'm gonna throw shit at a wall and see if this sticks. Wow, that's sticking. Wow, okay, let's see. That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. Okay. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, sorry, wrong inflection. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Okay, sorry. I'm winded now. I'm dizzy. Okay. I really am. Like, that went on a bit longer with more intensity than I was thinking. Okay. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait. I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air! Get away! Get away from my father! Ah! It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed! Hey there, General Krispatov, if I pronounced that correctly. Welcome. This is a pretty kick-ass chapter, I gotta say. Forgive my language, here we go. Mr. Von Karma. Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me! So, it was you. You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record! And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade! I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death! Oh, God. Alright, I'm sorry about y'all's ears. I said I'm reading this, okay? 15 years earlier. Mr. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Sorry, wrong voice. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Well, I'm getting everybody's voices wrong. I'm sorry. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me? Penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge. What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. Charade. Sorry. Charade. What am I saying? Okay, it appears we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yeah! All right. That is all. The court is adjourned. Shit. December 28th, 5:38 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Again, I apologize for having to scream into y'all's ears. I keep forgetting that this microphone is, like, right here. And when some of these people yell, my brain says, really go for it. So I did. So I apologize. Nick! Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. The screaming is great for immersion. I'm sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try, thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Dear, dear. Whoop! What kind of whoop is that? Oh, gumshoe. That's a crazy cheer. I didn't know that was a cheer. What kind of weird sound was that? Whoop! There, that'll work. Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? I see, Mr. Edgeworth. You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoa! Maybe I should try a different Edgeworth voice for that. My voice cracked all over the place. Whoop. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. He tried. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this, unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth. Congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which... Wrong voice. Okay. Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Oh. Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick. I'm not long for this world. Huh? You don't look sick. It's Fiancé. She's going to live in Paris, Nick. Paris! She's leaving me behind. Larry. Yo, Edgy. There you are. Yes. Here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift for me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts. You come along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Huh? Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah. And that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. Celebrate sometimes. I can't get my inflections good. It's $38, right? Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. 38 exactly? But, Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? 38? No. No! Larry! It was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? but that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored. Okay. I am so sorry about that. A few minutes ago, my entire computer crashed. I have never had that happen before, and I'm not actually sure why it happened. But the problem is, as well, I was in the last scene of the Turnabout Goodbyes Trial Part 3, and I lost my place. I didn't have a save. And I don't really have the time to just, like, redo all that. Did I just, like, lose all of my previous footage? I hope not. Yep, there's the stream history. And it's still going. So I'm assuming... I think there's no more trials in this game. I think. I know that they redid this and added one, but I don't know if this version has the additional ones. I don't really know what to expect at all. And I guess that's all I can really say, right? Like I'm floored. I'm very floored. I'm rather certain about the conversation at the end that with discovering, one, that Edgeworth has feelings, and he's willing to actually interact with people on the basis of feelings and saying thank you for things. That's going to be interesting, if we're going to continue seeing Edgeworth in that light. I cannot believe that Larry is still hung up on Keontae. No. That wasn't the same girl from the very, very beginning of the game. No, it's a different girl. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the first one was murdered. Oh, man. But, the silly thing is that she went off to Paris. So, yeah, that is pretty nuts. But I'm gonna have to go back and, like, play through that all on my own time, again, so that I can at least have the save that trial's done. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Todd, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I will catch y'all tomorrow. And if not tomorrow or Friday, then I will catch y'all next week. Please have a good evening and take care. Till soon.